Hello guys, it's Ign Hl04 and I'm back with another Splinterlands video. Today we're going to take a look at the best water card to invest in. Bear in mind there's currently a horrendous bear market and that's why the cards will probably be very cheap. Especially like I just looked at some of them. You kinda know those are really cheap copies. First up I'm gonna show you all the water cards I do own. There you see them. That's my whole water deck. I also got a Spineback Turtle. I'm currently not using it and I paid way more than $4 for it. Maybe I will upgrade it to level 10 because I really love this card. But it's not a card that you may want to invest in. First up, we're going to take a look at the reward cards that I do own. First up, you can see we have a Demented Shark. Personally, I wouldn't see him as an investment. I would see him as a card that benefits your team very well in certain stands. Like 1 BCX costs 29 cents, which is really expensive. But if you get like I did, I got a level 3 copy. It's about $2, $3. This card can help you a lot in the lower leagues because of the Inspire to boost your melee damage. Then what reward cards I want to point out? I want to point out 2 of those for the lower leagues and 2 for the higher leagues that are highly important. So the Palicore Bandit, this card obviously takes the #1 spot in both, because it doesn't matter in what league you're playing in except maybe bronze. But I would personally go for a Palicore Bandit to buy some more copies of him. Also, the Ign Hl04, it's very strong in the higher leagues. This card is an amazing card, especially with the Force Field. This is awesome in the Enraged rule sets if you put him in the first position. I like him a lot and it's very cheap. It costs like a level 1 costs, where is a level 1? $1.60. What do you want more? Cheap. Then also the Waysmith and the the Waysmith and the Veteran Bear were also very good cards. Then I also got one Untamed card. This card is just, you don't need it. I just bought it because sometimes I use 3 level 1 monsters. Then we're going to take a look at Chaos Legion cards. And here I want to point out few cards. Obviously, I think the Cruel Cephalopod is amazing. I bought him for really cheap, and the gold foil copy, I like him a lot. He has 13 hit points for 3 mana, and this card is astonishing. It's the best low mana tank Blue has ever seen till now, and I think this card could skyrocket into the future if everybody acknowledged the value of this card. Then we have another card, the Deep Lurker. It costs $71 right now, so it's still expensive, but not as much as I bought him for. I bought him about for maybe I think about 100, and I'm not even thinking of selling this card on how good it is. Like Opportunity, Poison, and Demoralize with 5 attack. So you're gonna demoralize the enemy at the highest amount of the game, you're gonna poison in gold, and you have the Opportunity even in bronze with 3 attack in bronze. 3 attack, 3 speed and 7 health in bronze, which is amazing. You're always getting then 1 speed if you're using a Kellier with him, and this card is just the best, one of the best I've ever seen. Also, the Mordeli Guardian is a card that's maybe a little bit overlooked, because this boosts my win rate tremendously in gold and above. Like if I play in diamond, this card boosts my win rate by a ton. It's sometimes better than using an 8-9 mana monster that's doing damage. Instead, I'm using the Guardian in the front line, and it's really amazing. I really like it a lot. And I hope, and for sure, they will recognize its value. Like a max copy for $40, it's like a steal for me personally. I always forget about it, I'm really sorry. So then we can have a look at another card right next to him. It's called the Demon Shark. And I think many of you will know this card. This card, it's going to be a beast. You can compare to a Cruel Cephalopod, but better. Like, it has more mana, it has more hit points, and also it has abilities like Enrage. And this card is used a ton, and I think you all know about it. But if you play him, it will boost your win rate, and it will be a staple of your deck if Chaos Legion goes out of print. And it will help you to, like, this is going to be a really good investment. It's only 33 cents per BCX, and I think it's way too cheap. It can go up to more than $1, probably way more. Then we have a look at the Kalia. Like, you know him, it's Kalia. It's the best summoner in the game right now. I don't need to say anything about him, it just will go up, he will skyrocket in the future. Then we have a card that most of you guys know, but I don't think a lot of you own him. It's the Wave Brood. It's a really amazing taunt monster that you can play with a little bit of triage. The Wave Brood is going to be very helpful for your team. It's going to be in high mana games. This card, you want to use this card as much as possible, especially in the highest level. It's perfect for magic monsters and archery monsters. So what do you want more? I don't want anything more. And we're going to take a look at, of course, the Fiend. Fiends are always good. I always compared him to a chicken with abilities. A chicken costs way more than a Fiend, but hey, just try to get a Fiend. These ones will spike up, and I don't think Rebellion will have 0 mana cards in them, so they will be highly sought after. And then also one card with the Resurrect, it's the River Helondale. This card is really amazing. It's cheap. It only costs about $2 to $3 per BCX, and you want him. I want him. I love him. I play him all the time. He's one of the best cards I've ever played, and he's for my blue team. He's essential because it's very melee heavy. And then I wanted to point out that the Bakteria you can compare to a card. It's really an old card. We have an beta, I think it's beta reward and neutral, and if you guess it right, I think you will. It's the gelatinous cube. It has also heal, it has void, but it got slow too. And if you see, it costs $155 a max copy. It only got 13 hit points with a heal. Sure, it will get more, but you have to say if you play the Bakteria with a Possibilus, it has 18. Then with a Strength 19, a Guardian Strength, it has 20 hit points. This card is really comparable to the cube, and I think it will be much more valuable if it sells out. Like, it's such an amazing card, and it's a good concept that we have such cards. And then last but not least, I want to point to Possibilus. Like, you can get a max copy Legendary Summoner for $120 to $130. Like, this is amazing. This card is a Legendary Summoner. It doesn't matter if it's not that strong, but it's still good. Like, if you compare it to a Deep Swimmer isn't even that much better. Deep Swimmer costs $44 BCX. That's 4.4x the Possibilus. If you want a max copy, you pay about $118. It's cheaper than a maxed Kalia. Why didn't you want to go for this card? It's amazing. It's not as good as a Kalia, but in certain scenarios I really like it, and I think it has grown onto me too with the extra health in a poison rule set with the Bakteria. Like, I really like this card a lot, and I have to admit, I thought it was trash, but now I start acknowledging him, and because blue is my favorite color currently, I want to use it more and more. I just want to use it. Like, if you have the chance to get a few copies of him, just do it. I also have more than one copy of him. Why not? And then we're going to look at the Riftvatcher cards. Riftwatcher cards are currently very expensive, but cards that boost my win rate are, for example, the Lemel Refugee. I bought this copy for about $20. Now it's 38, and it helped me boost my win rate with Possibilis. I also want to point out that the Sea Stalker is an amazing card. It currently costs 50 cents per BCX, which is very expensive, but in the highest level it synergizes perfectly with a Wave Brood, and I'm trying to get one in the future. Also, there are two cards I want to point out too, like the Runemancer Kite, which helped me to climb to Champion. I rented a max copy, but I think for $17-15 it's too expensive. Yeah, $16 for a level 3 copy. Come on. It costs more to get a kite than a legendary summoner, which is, in my example, just wrong. And in the last, we're going to take a look at the Watercolor, which is a good alternative in brass rule set in gold and above, because there you get the reflection shield ability, which makes this card great. And you can look for some cards at 37 cents per BCX, and that's some cards I want to get in the future, but I think they're just too expensive. Riftwatcher packs are currently also very expensive. They don't keep dropping, they're always staying at $5. That's why these cards won't fall in price, which is, I think, is a pretty shame, because I want more of those, obviously. But that's going to be the video. I hope I helped you a little bit on which water cards you want to maybe invest in or you want to buy for the future. I wish you an amazing rest